Wow, what a deal. What's going on, guys? Welcome into Rover Sports. Here it is, a Friday edition of the show, Friday afternoon edition, and I'm going to sit down in my chair here and I'm going to explain why I believe that this trade that the New York Knicks made was actually a brilliant decision. As I go back, I think this trade that the New York Knicks did with Kristaps Porzingis is actually very smart, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. So, when I look at the New York Knicks and the decision that they made yesterday to trade Kristaps Porzingis to the Dallas Mavericks, what they essentially did is they traded Porzingis, but they had to trade Porzingis because they have these two horrible contracts that would prevent them from ever being a winner in the NBA. Kristaps Porzingis, I think, is a top 15, top 20 player. He's a good center. He's like a DeMarcus Cousins. That's who I'd equate him to in terms of value. Him alone, it might get you like a Blake Griffin, like with the Pistons. He might get you an 8th seed. He might get you a 7th seed. But the way I look at this trade, it's actually brilliant. Because the Knicks had to get rid of Courtney Lee, and they had to get rid of Tim Hardaway's contract. They had to clear space. Now the Knicks, also by hiring David Fizdale as their head coach, I think Fizdale is awful. He doesn't get along with his players. He ruffles, feathers. Enes Kanter hates him. Marc Gasol absolutely hates him. All he does is make players soft, and all he does is just jack threes. That's all Fizdale does. So I look at David Fizdale, and I think he's going to get fired at the end of this year because I think he's done a pretty shitty job. Now, you could say that the Knicks don't have any players, and that's why they're not very good. That's a decent argument, but again, you're alienating guys like Kanter. Frankie is not getting any better. You're not actually letting the kid play. It's frustrating. You got to let Frankie continue to play. He's the 8th overall pick. Let him play. Moutier's been fine in spurts, but this team has pretty much lost, and it's lost all value. Now, this is the great news for New York Knicks fans. You pretty much have to get the number 1 or number 2 pick. Out of the 3, if you get 1 or you get 2, you're going to be in very good shape. Because I look at the Jay Morant kid, and clearly this draft, I do look at Morant as a fantastic, fantastic point guard. He is similar to a De'Aaron Fox. He's very fast. He can get to the rim. He can finish with great ability. He is a really, really good player. He's almost like a Drew Holiday, but he's going to be possibly even better, more of a weapon. He reminds me a little bit of Lillard. He can score. He can get to the basket. He reminds me of like a Lillard, like a Fox. He's a franchise point guard. He's a very good player. But the Knicks aren't going to need a point guard because they are going to bring in Kemba Walker. So the New York Knicks, the way that this is going to work is the New York Knicks, the agent of Kevin Durant is Rich Kleiman. And Rich Kleiman is the biggest St. John's, New York Knicks, New York Giants fan in the world. Rich Kleiman loves movies, and Rich Kleiman is New York. He represents everything of New York. And he is Kevin Durant's right-hand man, his best friend, and his agent that lives out in San Francisco, the Silicon Valley. What Kevin Durant ended up doing by going to Golden State accomplished almost everything for his career. He now has all the championships he needs. I think he's a 3-time NBA champion. Let me think about this for a second. Is he a 3 or a 2-time champion? He is actually a 2-time champion. He might even be a 3-time champion. He might win 3 consecutive championships. That already ties him with LeBron James and the greats if he wins those championships. He was a part of 2 of the greatest teams of all time. The last two teams are the Golden State Warriors with Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Durant, and all those guys. And I have to look back and see how many championships Kevin won out there. But Kevin is never going to be a Charles Barkley. He's never going to be Malone, and he's never going to be Stockton. He's never going to be Marino or Jim Kelly or Dan Fouts or any of these guys that never won a championship. By going to Golden State, he won a championship. By going to Golden State, he happened to play a beautiful brand of basketball. He got away from the selfishness of Russell Westbrook, and he surrounded himself with the brilliance of Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, and he took in all that knowledge, and he had an amazing run in Golden State. He was the villain. He was hated on by everybody, and the whole league watched as Kevin Durant won all those championships. They watched, and Kevin Durant delivered championships. Kevin Durant owned the NBA, and people hated him for it. And I think it's hilarious, because Kevin Durant has mind-effed every fan in the NBA. He has taken their mind, and everybody has hated him, and he's completely brilliant in the way that he has casted himself as a villain. So Kevin Durant won all these championships, was the villain in the middle of his career, got away from Russell Westbrook, and pretty much cemented his legacy as one of the great players in the NBA. And he won all these championships in Golden State. He also helped his business equity in Golden State by being in the Silicon Valley. He's made fantastic relationships out there, setting himself up for a post-NBA career. His influence has been incredible, because you're in San Francisco, California, you're in Golden State and Oakland, and what he's done, his influence around the globe internationally, was beautiful with the decision to go from Oklahoma City to Golden State. This is the thing about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant learned at a young age that people outside of his inner circle don't matter in his life. First of all, the people who hate the Golden State Warriors, they aren't even Lakers fans. They might be Cavs fans, but everybody in the NBA. If you're not a fan of the Los Angeles Lakers, if you're not a fan of Golden State, if you're not a fan of the Houston Rockets, if you're not a fan of maybe the Utah Jazz, if you're not a fan of the Sixers right now, then when you get to the NBA playoffs, you just want to see a good product. And when people say that they like LeBron James and they were so happy the Cleveland Cavaliers won, not a lot of those fans live in Cleveland, Ohio. They're just a bunch of bandwagon fans that like the story of LeBron going back to Cleveland, and they're just NBA people. Because when you look at the fan bases, the Golden State Warriors, 50% of their fans aren't even Golden State fans. When you look at Cleveland, the Cleveland Cavs have a very good fan base in Ohio. But other than that, those fans have all left and become Lakers fans. Kevin Durant knows that the NBA fan base, for the most part, is flaky. And the people that hated Kevin Durant, they were just jealous because Kevin wasn't on their team. And when Kevin joins their team, they're going to go ahead and love him. Kevin Durant is smart. A fan is what a fan is has nothing to do with his personal life. Okay? It has nothing to do with his life. And fans are just irrational, emotional, and they don't give a shit what he does, what he's doing. They just wanted him to stay in Golden State, and even if he they wanted him to stay in Oklahoma City, and even if he lost in 7 games and was miserable in the Western Conference Finals, even if he was miserable playing with Russell Westbrook, the fans just didn't want Golden State to become a power. They didn't care about Kevin Durant. They didn't care about his well-being. So why should Kevin Durant care about what the national media thinks of Kevin Durant? Now what Kevin Durant's going to do is he's going to market himself, and what he's going to do right now is he's going to do a power effing move. Because right now, he mind-effed everybody. He screwed with everybody's head. He got in everybody's head, and he's owned this NBA. And he's exploited the NBA for the tank league that it is. Because out of the 32 teams in the NBA, 25 of them don't matter whatsoever. That's why the product of the regular season is a complete joke. The games are too long, and that's why the only NBA video I've made this year is actually about interesting stuff. The NBA during the regular season is only interesting in these 2 weeks. Occasionally, you might have a great game, like my hometown Sixers played a great game last night versus the Golden State Warriors. Occasionally, you'll have a great NBA season, regular season game. But these weeks of the trade deadline, this is where the NBA actually gets enjoyable. Everything off the floor in the regular season is what it's all about. It's all about Kyrie Irving bickering at Boston. It's all about Kevin Durant and his relationship in Golden State. It's all about the summer. The most important times for the NBA are when the finals are over and for the summer. So the way that I look at Kevin Durant and the way I look at him and what he's going to do with his career, he's going to mind screw everybody. All the fans that called him a coward, everybody who hated Kevin Durant for going and joining Golden State, well, all those people, all those weak-minded individuals, they're all going to love Kevin Durant when he goes to the New York Knicks, when he tries to raise up an entire city on his back, when he goes and creates his own team, when he does what nobody said Kevin could do. Everybody calls him a snake, a coward, and says, you, Kevin Durant, can never accomplish anything on your own. You need Steph Curry, you need Draymond Green, you need Clay, you need everybody. You need Steve Kerr. You can't do it on your own. You're weak and you can't do anything on your own. You're a coward, a snake, you take the easy way out. That's what everybody has said about Kevin Durant. That's what everybody has instigated on Twitter about Durant. But Kevin Durant is going to turn the switch on all of those weak-minded individuals that don't give a flying F about Kevin Durant. Because fans are irrational. They don't care about you, Kevin. They don't care about your well-being at all. Good for you. You made the right choice getting away from Westbrook. You made a ballsy choice. Because the whole world hates you. And that's a ballsy freaking decision. It would have been cowardly to stay in Oklahoma City and not be happy and play with Westbrook just to please all these fair-minded idiots that are fans of teams that are tanking and who suck. So thank you, Kevin. Now what you're going to do, Kevin, is you're going to do an incredible thing. You're going to go to the Knicks and you're going to put these people on their heads. Because they're going to say, they're going to say, Kevin, you're a coward. You always take the easy way out. You just wanted championships. Well, Kevin's going to go to the darkest dungeon in the NBA. He's going to go to a place that hasn't been relevant in over 15 to 20 years. He's going to go to the New York Knicks. He's going to go to this franchise, and he's going to try to win a championship with this franchise. And he's going to be the leader of a new franchise. And it's going to be him. And he's going to lead it. He's going to go from villain to hero. When you watch a great movie, it's Kevin Durant. Oklahoma City, homegrown, hero to Oklahoma City. Becomes the villain, becomes the bad guy, wins. And now he's going to go to New York. And he's going to be able to have his own team, and the whole city's going to love him, and half of the world, half of the United States, everybody's going to love Kevin Durant. And at the end of his career, they're going to applaud Kevin Durant and say he was an amazing player. I hated him on Golden State, but when he went to the Knicks, when he brought that team a championship, he might be retired a New York Knick when it's all said and done. In this era of loyalty and things of that nature, and Kevin Durant did the right thing. He did, and I'll support Kevin Durant for his decision to go to Golden State, because he cares about basketball. He doesn't care. He cares a little bit about marketing, but he just wants to play basketball. He doesn't care about the extracurricular stuff. He's a quiet guy. He's not the type of guy that parades and throws a circus about what he's doing. He's a guy that is quiet, likes to play basketball, likes to hang out with his close group of friends. That's what Kevin Durant's all about. He's a regular guy. In this era of superstars and people dressing all crazy, Kevin Durant has always been himself. And that's why I love Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant's going to go to the New York Knicks because the New York Knicks have acquired all this cap space because Rich Kleiman, his agent, is a New York guy through and through. His best friend, Rich Kleiman, New York guy through and through. This is what the Knicks are going to be trotting out next year. And it's brilliant. They hired the GM of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Whoever Kevin Durant respects in the NBA, you hire him. You could hire Kevin Durant's mom, Gloria Durant, to be a head coach of the New York Knicks. And that would be a brilliant decision. Tyronn Lue literally said almost nothing in the huddle to Cleveland. And Tyronn Lue, who from all accounts is the most mediocre head coach ever, but got along with LeBron James, he beat Brad Stevens and the stacked Celtics. And Brad Stevens is a brilliant basketball coach. Amazing. But guess what? It's about players. That's why Billy Donovan is a dumbass. He gave up his job in Gainesville, Florida to go to the NBA where he's considered a failure in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. That's Billy Donovan because coaching matters in college basketball. Coaching does not matter at all in the National Basketball Association. That's why if you're the Knicks, you hire Kevin Durant's buddy that he grew up with in D.C. to be the head basketball coach of your franchise, and you fire Fizdale. Whoever Kevin wants. It's all about Kevin. It's all about Durant. Kyrie Irving, don't associate with that guy at all. He is flaky, okay? He's calling the earth flat. He's saying he hates LeBron James, and then he's calling LeBron James. He is, he'll probably go back to the Lakers. I think it was LeBron's plan all along to go to LA to get the Lakers to trade Larry Nance and Jordan Clarkson and all these expensive contracts to the Cavaliers. And then LeBron James hitched out of there. So LeBron James is always 3 steps ahead. He's actually a brilliant person in terms of how he gets everything to work. And Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis are probably going to play with LeBron. If you're the Knicks, you better lock down Kyrie for 3 or 4 years. You better keep him there, okay? And it better happen. If Kyrie's a friend of Durant, then good. But it's all about Kevin. You can't have a basketball team without Kevin Durant. Everything is for Kevin, and that's why this trade is brilliant. You pay Kevin Durant whatever it takes, and you sacrifice everything. You literally are you're just a beggar to what Kevin Durant wants. And by clearing up Kristaps, by getting rid of these contracts, it's brilliant. And when you have Kevin Durant, you instantly are the favorite in the Eastern Conference because Kevin Durant, when we look at the top 10 players that have ever played the game of basketball, he's a top 10 player ever. He's 7 feet tall. He can dribble the ball. He can shoot the basketball. He's a brilliant passer, a great teammate that everybody swears by. He is just about a perfect basketball player. He is just like LeBron James, except LeBron James can actually dribble and LeBron James is a facilitator. But when you look at the NBA's greatest, you look at Jordan, LeBron, Bird, Kevin Durant, Magic Johnson. Kevin Durant is right up there with Wilt Chamberlain. He's like, to me, number 6 or 7 greatest NBA players that we've ever seen in our lives. And the Greek Freak is coming right for that mantle as well. So, the New York Knicks now. I don't know about Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard's going to be a Clipper or a Brooklyn Net. He likes to he's again quiet. He likes to kind of be low-key. He's low-key. Kemba Walker, if you don't get Kyrie Irving and Kyrie is flaky and goes off to the Lakers, what you end up doing is you get Kemba, who's a homegrown kid who loves New York City, who's as clutch as the day's long. And you get him and you pair him. So suddenly you have Kevin Durant, Kevin Knox, and Kemba Walker. That's very feasible, isn't it? If you're the New York Knicks. So you have 3 really, really good players. And then you have Alonzo Trier and Noah Vonleh and all these great supporting. You have very good supporting cast players. And then guess what you're going to do? So you either have Kevin, Kyrie, or Kevin and Kemba. Kevin Knox. Then if you get a top 2 pick, you're either going to have Zion Williamson or RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett can play the 3. He could play the 2. You could have, this is the starting lineup that I think the Knicks are going to be trotting out next year. Point guard, Kemba Walker. Shooting guard, RJ Barrett. Small forward, Kevin Knox. Power forward, Kevin Durant. And the center will be Mitchell Robinson. Or the center, I don't even know if Boogie. So if you get Kemba Walker, you might even be able to get Boogie Cousins. But I don't think Boogie is coming with Kevin Durant, and it's fine. Or this is your starting lineup. You ready for this? This is even a great lineup. Well, this is also a dream lineup. Kyrie, Knox, Durant, Zion Williamson. You are instantly a top contender in the Eastern Conference. Because I watched Jimmy Butler last night. Jimmy Butler's a good player. Jimmy Butler can help you out. Jimmy Butler is a good defender, but he's not a great offensive scorer, and he's getting older. But Jimmy's a winner, and Jimmy's very good, and this Sixers team with Simmons and Embiid is nothing to joke at. I freaking love Jonah Bolden. I love Wilson Chandler is so much better than Covington ever was. Chandler can bang threes for days. He's a good NBA player. He's really playing well. Landry Shamet, McConnell, Brett Brown. The Raptors ain't going to be shit once Kawhi Leonard leaves to probably go out west to the Clippers or the Lakers. Because, again, Southern California is home for Kawhi, not the Great North. Also, the Raptors have Kyle Lowry, and Lowry's getting old. The Celtics are going to be the Celtics. They're going to be good. The Celtics are going to get Mike Conley, and they're going to give Jaylen Brown and the Grizzlies their pick back. And Mike Conley is the perfect player for the Boston Celtics. He is perfect for them because Mike Conley, he's the opposite of Kyrie Irving. He's trustworthy. He's a veteran. He's a professional. He loves Brad Stevens. He loves coaching. He's from Indiana. Yes, Mike Conley to the Celtics needs to freaking happen. The Pelicans, they need to get rid of Anthony Davis right now. What are the Celtics going to give you that's better than what the Lakers or better than what the Knicks, what are the Celtics and the Knicks going to give to the Pelicans that is any better than what the Lakers are giving them? You look at the Smoothie King Arena out there in New Orleans, and they average probably top 15 NBA. They get 90% of their fans into the arena, which is good. New Orleans is a dedicated fan base. New Orleans is. But if you're New Orleans and you look at the New Orleans Pelicans, nobody gives a shit about the New Orleans Pelicans outside of Mississippi and New Orleans. Even when Anthony Davis, they're trotting out Drew Holiday, Jahlil Okafor, what's his name? Etuan Moore, who else? Mirotic, Julius Randle. It's an okay basketball team. It's not a bad basketball team. But you can get a generational talent in Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball can pass the ball. He can shoot. He has brilliant vision. He controls the game. He has maturity beyond his years. He is a big-time player. You have Lonzo. You have the big baller brand going to New Orleans. LeVar Ball will be a favorite son of New Orleans, Louisiana. Then you could possibly be adding a 7-foot guy with huge upside in Brandon Ingram. You add a center in Zubac that is very efficient down low. You could possibly get Kyle Kuzma, and you get a first-round pick. What are the Celtics giving you that's better? They could give you Rozier. They could give you Jaylen Brown, because they ain't dealing Jason Tatum, especially with Kyrie Irving leaving. So they give you Rozier, who's nowhere near Lonzo Ball. They give you Jason Tatum, and then they give you picks, and with the protections and with the protections, with the conditionals, with the teams that it's going to, with the NBA draft is a crapshoot. The Lakers have players that are actually very good players. What the living F are you waiting for if you're the Pelicans? Get Lonzo, get Ingram, get Kuzma, get them now. I would even do Lonzo and Ingram and no picks for Anthony Davis and Zubac and Josh Hart. Or Zubac, Lonzo, and Ingram. I think that that's a fair trade for the New Orleans Pelicans. Then you have Drew Holiday, Lonzo Ball, Zubac, Julius Randle, Ingram. And if they're offering you Ingram, Kuzma, and Lonzo Ball, you run to the deal. What are you waiting for? You're not getting Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is a star player. Jason Tatum is better than Kyle Kuzma. But even if you got Jason Tatum, is that really better than getting Lonzo, than getting Kuzma, Ingram? First of all, Jaylen Brown's an okay wing in this league. He's not a great offensive player. He's a good offensive player. Kuzma's a lot more talented. Brandon Ingram actually has a higher upside than Jaylen Brown does. Even though Jaylen Brown is a great defender, you need to build this franchise around one Lonzo Ball and the Big Baller brand. You do it. You make your team entertaining. You sell out the Smoothie King Center. What are you waiting for? Please just do the gosh damn deal with the Lakers already. So the New York Knicks, they're going to be good. I mean, if you miss out on Durant, everything is ruined. It's Kevin. But here's the news. Where is Kevin really going? I don't think Kevin's going to the Lakers. Why would Kevin stay out in Golden State? He's done everything he's needed to in Golden State. Why? I know they're moving to San Francisco, and the Chevy Center is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be great. But in Golden State, the fans love Steph, Kyrie, and Draymond Green. Also, Kevin's probably tired of dealing with Draymond Green. And if you're a Warrior fan, you appreciate what Kevin did coming in to help you, but your core three is Draymond, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, and Steve Kerr. That's your core. That is your three. And then you can attract other players. But Kevin Durant has been the villain. He is now going to go to New York. He's going to play with a Kyrie Irving, his good friend. He's going to be able to recruit. He's going to be the general manager. He's going to be the president. And when he wins, they're going to build a statue outside of New York. Because if you win a championship in New York City, if you bring the Mecca of basketball a championship for the first time in damn near 30 or 40 years, you will be an instant legend. And all those days of being a villain are forgotten. When LeBron James played the media like fiddles and went back to Cleveland after he went to Miami and did the whole decision, and his image couldn't have been any worse and he was a villain. When he went back to Cleveland, everybody loved LeBron. It was him pushing up against the Golden State Warriors. The media, America loved him. And America's going to love Kevin Durant too. And that's why Kevin Durant is brilliant. That's why the Knicks have made a great decision. That's why Fizdale is crap. I'm telling you. Durant to the Knicks, you're going to have... Let me tell you the starting lineup once again. If you get the first two picks, you're golden. Golden like goose, as the entertainer likes to say. This is the starting lineup. Point guard, Kyrie Irving. Shooting guard, Kevin Knox. Small forward, Noah Vonleh, because you're still going to need some help. I don't think you're getting Jimmy Butler. I don't think it's not going to be perfect. 4 out of your players are going to be great. You're going to have Zion, Durant, Kevin Knox. Zion, hold on, let me do this again. Zion, Durant, Knox, Kyrie Irving. Or this. Kyrie, RJ Barrett, wonderful shooting guard. Really, really, really good player. A all-star shooting guard. A guy that reminds me, I don't want to say a lefty, a Bradley Beal type of all-star. He's so good. Kyrie, Barrett, Durant, and Kevin Knox. And Kevin Knox is tremendous too. I have great faith in Kevin Knox. He could play on a finals team right now. He's a big kid. He was scouted perfectly. At Kentucky, he was hidden. I got to have the entertainer on. I got to have, first of all, the Knicks community. Great coverage. Entertainer, Bad Dog, Rob Perez, Nothing But Knicks, CJ2K, CK2K, getting you confused with Chris Johnson over here. All these guys are going to be coming on my show. It's NBA talk for days. It's trade deadline season. It's the most exciting time of the NBA season because with the NBA, everything that matters doesn't happen on the basketball court. It all happens between Twitter. It all happens after the games are over. But I've just proposed to you Knicks fans, there are sunny days ahead because Kevin Durant is going to rescue you. And all you Knicks fans that hate on Kevin Durant's guts, you better start reevaluating how you feel about Kevin the Great Durant. Number 35. Take care.